I can't find the dad of the 1920 census. And it's 1918. He died a did he serve in the military somewhere?
She can't find your dad in the 1920 census. And in 1918, he signed a World War I military draft card. So did he join the military at some time?
No. No, he never was in the service.
Do you know where he would be in 1920 for that census?
Well, he'd be 19. Or in 20. He'd be 21. That's something else. One day, Vay and I went into the archives. There wasn't very much then. And you'd sit at a table and you had your choice of books or film. That you
This is the only other blue one I could find.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it has any more pictures. If it does, I'll get them to Jane. What was I saying?
1920?
Oh, I know, we was in the archives.
Oh, and you said there was books.
I was sitting, rolling this thing with the pictures and film
Like a
and
fish.
stuff. And it happened to be an old ward, the old Spencer ward. And as I turned it, all of a sudden, here's Dad's birth certificate shown on there. And all of our years, he'd been born in 1900, you know. And this birth certificate said 1899. So when we got home, I called him on the phone, and about 9 o'clock it was. And I called him on the phone and I said, Dad, I just saw your birth certificate, and it says you were born in 1899. And he said, no, that's wrong. So we went to bed about 3 o'clock in the morning. Our phone rang, it was clear in the kitchen. I jumped out of bed, ran in there, picked up the phone. He says, son, tell everybody I was born in 1899. I could retire a year early. So that's what we did about that.
So you don't know which census he would be in 1920?
I have no idea.
Where was he? So at age 19, he came back from California.
And
Came back to where?
I just assumed 19 years old, because if he went down there when he's 17 and stayed working there for a year and a half, he'd be close to 19 years old, I would say.
Was he living out in Tooele, do you think, or Grantsville area?
Well, to that area. Well, that's when he went to work for Utah Copper. So I'm sure he must have been in one of the boarding houses.
Yeah.
They had these boarding houses at the plant.
Did you look in the Tooele census? Grantsville area? Clover?
I can find it, Mom. And then I think it said it's been like that.
Let me tell you this. I was out in Tooele waiting for something. I had some time, I was killing time. And there was a sign on this place on Vine Street, just east of Vine Street, that said museum on it. So I went in and talked to the people who was there, and they said, just take any book you want and go ahead and read it. And that's when I called you and told you about it. I haven't gone back, but it has the history of Tooele, and that's not the only museum. There's another museum that they say has a lot more information. But it has pictures, but I never could find anything about Dad and Mother, but I could find something about Clover and Tooele things, but I just didn't take the time to get all the books.
So it might pay to go to the museums out in Tooele and see
Well, I would imagine if you know how to do
what
it.
they have there.
Well, what's this thing with the church? Now that you push a couple buttons and everything.
That's true.
Where is it? Down in,
Sheree and Todd work on that all the time.
do they?
But she can't find the census on your dad for that year. Because you can find it on your mother, but not your dad. So that's why we were questioning.
That was in this, what year was that in?
1920.
1920? Were they married?
When did they get married? I can't
No,
remember.
not yet.
Not yet.
1922, 23.
They're married in 22 or 23.
Yes, yes. Because their first child was born in
20.
September of, they'd been married 14 months, I think. Let's see, March, May, June, July, August. They'd been married 3 months, 13 months when John was born.
Birth date.
Does it have anything in there on him,
Then,
on John William?
I don't remember.
She's not sure.
Sitä yrittää työtä, että yrittää työtä.
She's found records that have his name as George Ray, and others that have him as George Leroy. Can you explain?
Lee Ray.
Oh,
Leroy. No, it was, I remember having a discussion about that, and he clearly said it was Ray.
Yeah, that's all I've
You
ever.
see, back in those days, they didn't really keep good records. And up there on the cemetery in Magna, some kids got up there, what they did is they made the cross out of wood and kind of engraved their name in it probably. But some kids having a good time went up there and pulled up these crosses and threw them everywhere. So Dad went to the sextant to find out exactly where John William was buried, and he didn't have any records. He didn't have any records at all that we could find find out where he was buried. But Dad had gone up there every year, put rocks around it and things like that, so he knew what row he was on. So we went up there and he just searched to try to find out what it was, and he found some rocks around the, like these around the grave. So he just assumed that was it, and that's what we claimed. And I wish that before Mother died, I'd gone up there and done something, but I rented one of these cement mixers and put some forms up there, like poured cement pad, and then this thing I was telling you about with that rebar and stuff that I took off the windows on the front here. It's like a crib. In fact, the little girl next door saw me putting that out there on the porch there on the garage wall, painting it. She ran in and told her mother that Dorothy was pregnant because I was making a bed for a baby.
Oh,
I was
We did.
67 at that time.
yeah.
Tietenkin either kept it dinner.
Do you know if either of your parents kept a journal?
I don't think they have. I could.
I've never seen anything.
My material would be down the basement in the corner. I'll have to go through it. She wants me to throw it all out.
Oh, don't throw away until we can all
The joke stuff.
research it a little bit.
I've got my grandpa's blessing, patriarchal blessing. Grandpa John William.
Beatley. Or Grandpa Jensen.
No, I don't have them. Got 2 pictures of them, but I do have. I do have his. He was given his patriarchal blessing by Smith. What was his name? The patriarch. After the prophet's father died.
Hiram?
Hiram.
Hiram? No.
Oh, Hiram was dead.
His son.
Hmm?
His son, Hiram.
Hiram's son?
Is it Joseph?
Joseph Fielding?
Fielding.
Joseph
Joseph Fielding?
No, Joseph Fielding was later.
Joseph F?
Joseph F.
Joseph F.
Could have been
Okay.
him.
So it's not like you have some records and stuff downstairs? So family stuff?
I had some things down there.
Is that stuff that you would want to go
You
through
could-
someday, or?
You could come here and go through a lot of stuff down there.
Okay, we'll arrange to do that.
Do you want to
Another
come?
time.
Another
You have
day.
to pick up the kid now.
No, we'll come another time, George. We'll make arrangements with you when we can look at it.
Well, I think to keep this stuff. Hey, is this going to be typed up, some of this stuff?
I think that's very good.
I think we ought to make, if we make into video, bring a video to them.
When I told Mike that you guys was coming, he said, Dad, save some of this for me. I want to know about these things.
We have video of the whole conversation. We can email or send that video link to anyone
Okay.
that wants that.
No, don't mail it, just have Jane call me so we can come down and go over to Hibachi.
Watch.
Huh? You liked it, didn't you? Or did you?
It's okay. It's all okay.
Hibachi.
For a minute, I thought you was talking another language.
Already